put it off as long as I could, but today I have to go get my vaccine shot for work. Right, or it's a requirement for work, unless there's a medical exemption or a religious exemption. Just for fun, I checked to see what religions actually do it, and I don't think I'd really want to be associated with either of those. And then the medical one, I didn't really have that. My wife does. And because of that, we checked with her doctor just to see if there's any danger of or risk of me having it, basically spreading it from the shot. He's the smartest medical person that I've ever encountered, I believe. So he recommended me to take all of those pills once a day for a week. Not good taking pills either, so I have to choke down, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 12 extra pills a day, so that'll be fun. Alright, I'll update you later. Oh, I made it back. I had to take a couple relaxing pills because of my problems. In general, 2 of the phobias. So 2 pills, makes sense, right? They weren't enough. So once I got back into the car, I'd say just a little bit of a shock. I had to lay there for 10 minutes, turned white, hot, sweaty, all that kind of fun stuff. Also cold, hot, and sweaty. Great combination. If you ever have the opportunity to go into shock, highly recommend it. I always thought, like, they say, you know, a pain around the injection site, it's just kind of like the needle, and I figured that's no big deal. I mean, it doesn't really hurt that bad, a little poke, but it did hurt. It wasn't just the needle, so, you know. Still have that medicine feel, so that's having an effect on my general well-being right now, because the one pill didn't really kick in until after the fact, I think. So we'll see. This arm, actually, the one I'm holding the phone with, feels kind of useless. In a way. I mean, it still works. It hurts a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. See in a bit. Maybe. Okay, so it's Saturday now. I had my shot on Thursday. I got up to go to work. Well, telework. Yesterday, I worked about a half hour, but I just felt miserable. So, my work is nice enough to offer up to 2 days of paid leave if you feel bad after a shot. So I would have scheduled on Wednesday if I had the choice, but they didn't have any available, so I got one full day off. I still don't feel very good. It kind of just feels like flu. Just achy. Yesterday it was achy, really tired, and a headache. And pain on the arm, which still hurts if you hit it, so don't hit my arm. I know, see, I had a few reservations about getting the shot, if anybody cares. I know some people, thought I was dumb for not having it, and some people were probably gonna think I'm dumb for having it, but it was required for my job, so I had to do that or potentially find another job, and that's not all that easy to get a job that pays enough with all the benefits and everything. So I decided not to do that, and I didn't have any allergic reactions to the like any of the ingredients, so medical wise there was no reason. And I am not a Christian Scientist or the Dutch one, I forget what that one was. Anyway, I did feel absolutely miserable after the shot just because of my phobias, and I was well, basically it's going into shock, and just like wanted to pass out in the car, but I didn't. I just sat in the car, well, kind of laid down in the car. There might be a picture here. Cold sweats, all that kind of fun stuff. My wife said it looked like I had been drinking a lot when I came out of the pharmacy. If that gives you any idea of what I look like, I guess. But she said I never really look like that when I have drank a lot either, so go figure. But anyway, there's like 3 reasons why I didn't really want to get it, or that I was nervous of it. A couple of them are old phobias that are kind of connected. Just being around doctors, like, that are wanting to do stuff. Not sure if pharmacists or pharmacist techs are technical medical doctors or not, but in my head they are close enough to where it bothers me. I don't like shots and like drugs, medicines, and stuff like that. I can take pills, but it's hard to do. I've gotten better at it because I have to for some other stuff. And then the other one, the bigger one, is, well, it's new, but not really new, because we've been dealing with it for 10 years, roughly. My wife's condition, why she's so bad, one theory that I happen to kind of believe is that she has Lyme disease, and most people, or a lot of people, can just like be okay with it. Their body just kind of fights it off normal. But she went out of the country to a place where they were required to get a vaccine, and I know that it's supposed to be the worst kind of vaccine, but regardless, it's still all connected. It's why they call it irrational fears and phobias and stuff like that. I know it doesn't make sense, so leave me alone about it. It's irrational. That's part of the word. That's how it's defined. Anyway, she had to get a vaccine, so her body was fighting that, and basically the Lyme disease completely took over from that, and she is disabled now. Took a long time to get to that level of technically, legally, whatever, disability, but she can't really hold a job. She's in constant pain. She's got no energy. It's mental confusion, brain fog, random pains, lymphedema, POTS, and a whole bunch of other things. And that scares me for myself, and if something like that would happen to me too, then it really scares me for her care, my care, and the care of our child. So it was a tough thing to have to be told I have to do. But anyway, I gotta check something. Okay, I'm back. I just had to check a message because I'm trying to get basically a week's worth of stuff done in a couple hours, which is hard to do when you're feeling normal. But doing what I can. So anyway, so yeah, that's been something that I've been dealing with. That's why I held off this long, or one reason. If I could have cut out any of those phobias, I probably could have done it earlier, but the three of them were strong enough to where I had a hard time convincing myself to go do it. I also had been doing some little bits of research on my own, not Facebook research necessarily. Actually, I didn't see this on Facebook at all, but there's a couple companies that are working on a vaccine pills, which appeals to me more. They made some good points on the stuff that I read about them. The companies basically, why do you get a vaccine that goes through your muscular system when it attacks like the mucus system basically in lungs and stuff like that, when you can take a pill that goes through the mucus kind of system. So yeah, that makes sense to me. But I don't know. The ones that I was reading are pretty close. I mean, there's some COVID pills that you're supposed to take after you have the infection that cuts it down. There's a couple of vaccine ones. Those are the ones I was looking at. I think they're in like stage 2 or 3 trial, which is pretty good. I don't know if it's one of those things that'll be ever offered in the United States, because it sounds like it was almost geared more towards the poorest of areas, because their shelf life on them is a lot longer than a shot, like liquid shot pills last longer, can be stored easier, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's what I had going on as far as why I went up until now to do it. But aside the fact, we still have to wear a mask in Columbus. Most of my shopping was done outside of Columbus, and it's about 50-50. So of people wearing them and not wearing them, pretty much everybody just glares at each other. But whether we have to wear it or not, I really feel like I'm going to be wearing it through the winter for sure. Because people are kind of gross in general. Like, as a group, people are gross. Individual people, not so much. The more you get together, the higher the grossness gets. So, yeah. Aside from that, just a quick recap. I have been vaccinated for COVID-19 as of beginning of November 2021, which sounds funny, but that's what we're doing. And I got one more store to go to for sure today. I would like to go to 2 other stores, but it's probably not going to happen because I've been gone 2 hours and I've been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stores. And like I said, 1 to go. Like the one that I have to go to. But I feel like the one that I'm going to now is one I could go to tomorrow morning. But I'm out. I think I'm going to be able to do it. Bad part is, it just means when I get home, it's like right back to work. Homework? Not really homework. You know what I mean. Work at home. All right, that's it. Have a good one.